All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to a very special episode of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here today for this very special show. I have a very special guest standing by live on the StreamYard that will be joining me here for this show. It's going to be a great catch-up show. But there's also lots of other things to talk about. I'm going to go solo here for a few minutes. I have to mention something very, very important. But before we get to all of that, first of all, let me make sure that everything is rolling smoothly as always. Let me check out the back end of YouTube and make sure that it is rolling well. YouTube is telling me there's an excellent connection, but I'm just waiting for the back end. There it is. The back end is rolling well. Let me also make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. It looks like it has. And let me do a sound check. We are live on YouTube. Welcome to a very special episode of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. All right, all is rolling well. Welcome to the show. RJ Sandefur and I decided to go live on the fly. He's standing by live backstage on the StreamYard. We're going to bring him on in just a couple of minutes, but before I bring him on, I want to mention some very serious news. I wasn't going to mention it, but some people that actually knew more about the story than I was told by the actual person mentioned it publicly underneath the comment section or in the comment section of one of my community postings. Most of you know Patty, who's been a part of this community for a little while now. And you also know that Patty has been struggling with some medical issues. Patty did reach out to me today and told me that she was in the hospital. And maybe I didn't hear this clearly because the voice message she sent me wasn't as loud. So I thought she was just in the hospital for like a checkup or something, or maybe something minor happened. But somebody told me in the comments section of one of my community postings that Patty had a heart attack this morning, and she's in the hospital. She did leave me a message. Apparently it must have been after the heart attack happened, and she sounded okay. She's getting treatment, and I'm hoping that she's going to be okay. But I wanted to put this out there because we all need to pray for Patty. We need to all keep her in our thoughts and prayers. She's an amazing woman, and it just these things just really, really super sadden me. I told Don about it, and Don is just like all over the place emotionally. Don's taking a nap right now. But yes, please keep Patty in your thoughts and prayers. God bless you, Patty. If you're listening right now, God bless you. And you're a very strong woman. You're a very strong person, and I know you're going to pull through this, okay? I know you're going to pull through this. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and bring on RJ Sandefur here, and I've got a few more things to talk about before we get into it with RJ, but RJ can definitely be a part of this. Yes, Cynthia. By the way, folks, there's a 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. So please, if it takes a little longer for RJ and I to respond to the chat, please forgive us on that. We have that as a safety mechanism on the in-studio live streams. But let me bring on RJ, and we're going to get right to it. So without further ado, please welcome to the show, Mr. RJ Sandefur. How about a big, huge round of applause for Mr. RJ Sandefur. Welcome to the show, RJ.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, RJ. You are very, very welcome. How's it going, brother?
It's going well, and I will say the past 5 years have been, we've had our ups and downs. We were, I guess you could say, frenemies. We would be friends, and then we would fight. I'd call you cuck and cuckold and California cuckold and everything like that. But those days are over. Um, those days are over because I'm telling you right now, um, the stream we had was great yesterday on my
Mm-hmm.
channel, and thank you for coming on
Yeah. Yeah.
and just having a good conversation. Um, you said you wanted to discuss a few things before we got into the show,
Yeah.
so I'll let you go on with that.
Well, thank you, RJ. I appreciate that. You sound very excited, and I'm glad you're excited. I'm excited to have you here. We're all excited to
Thank
have
you,
you
man.
here, and there's lots to
Thank you,
talk
man.
about. We're gonna dissect it. We're gonna share the truth about it, and
Oh yeah,
I appreciate you coming out like a bull. I love that about you, and just wanting to get it all out there. That's what I respect about you. But we're gonna
yeah.
individually talk about every single segment that you mentioned there, and get into deeper detail. And
Oh yeah.
after this show, the sky's the limit, right, brother?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's let's cut the BS and let's get to it.
Amen, brother. All right. First of all, Rebuildable Ryan, how you doing, man? Rebuildable Ryan, you've been talking trash about me over on the Legion side. Now, here's the thing. I've come to the point of where I'm just going to call people out on everything from here on out. And listen, I'm not going to ban you, Rebuildable Ryan, if you actually own what you did and you made a mistake, and if you can apologize that you were trash talking me over on the Legion side for whatever reason, then you're more than welcome to stay here. If not, then we may have to remove you, bro, because it's just a real childish thing to support a channel over here and then go to the supposed other side, the enemy supposedly, and I don't even want to consider Jamie and the Legion enemies, but you go over there and you trash talk them because we disagree with you on something over here. I mean, dude, that's not the most mature thing in the world. So, I'm just tackling these things head on. I'm not dealing with any BS anymore. And if people want to stick around, they can stick around. If they want to leave, they can leave, right? But we want to deal with grown ass mature adults over here. And if you're going to be a grown ass mature adult, then you should own what you did, apologize, and you can stay as long as you don't behave that way in the future. Because your behavior all over YouTube, if you trash me somewhere else, that's the same thing as trashing me here. All right? We're not going to tolerate that. There is a 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out, so it may take a little bit of time for Rebuildable Ryan to respond. No, you did trash talk me, bro. Don't make me put out the screenshots. So listen, dude, if you're not gonna own it, I'm just gonna remove you. That's all, dude. Don't make me whip out the screenshots, Rebuildable Ryan. I'm not gonna tolerate BS. Okay? Okay? It's all
Well,
good, bro.
and
You
well,
go
and
ahead,
two,
RJ.
you have to. Well, and two, um, you know, look, I Eli can tell you, I used to do streams on him 2, 3, 4 hours just going at him hard. We used to go at one another pretty freaking hard because he's passionate, I'm passionate, and every time, remember back in the beginning, Eli, when I went at you, you
Mm-hmm.
would play some of my clips and you would respond to it before people started, doing copyright. Like I never copyright struck you because I didn't know how to do that. But
Right. Well, you're
every
also you're
freaking
also
time,
no disrespect. You're also blind too, so you'd have to have someone
well,
else
yeah,
do it
that's
for you.
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but no, like every time I would go at you, and I remember this one particular time. This is back in 2018. So one particular time, I was going at Eli hard,
Mm-hmm.
and and I was like, "You cuckold!" And Eli goes without missing a beat, "Oh, so I'm a cuckold now, RJ. Very nice." I'll never forget that for as long as I live. Oh my god, I'm telling you, I could go at Eli for 2 or 3 hours straight. Isn't that
Mm-hmm.
right, Eli?
That's correct,
I
RJ.
mean, we used to, and I remember this one time, and Eli probably, I know you have the video. I did this 7-hour stream with, there was Bearded Monopolist, a Sicily 810, JB Gunner, Charles F. Gray. Some of you know people, some of you new people don't know who these people are, but all these guys, and JB was talking about the King of the Cuck show, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, because I'm sitting there on Hangouts on air, and I'm listening to JB talk, okay,
Uh-huh.
and all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, JB Gunner, let's talk, let's talk."
Beep.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to say the word because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
monetized.
Exactly,
So,
exactly. Thank you
and
for that.
everybody's like, "Darn!"
Damn!
Yeah,
Damn!
yeah. They're all like, "Dang!" Like everybody's like shocked. And when you said, like, the first time you said "let's talk," it
Mm-hmm.
scared the crap out of me. I was like, you know, I was like, y- like, have you ever been concentrating on listening to someone, listening to someone, and then someone comes up and they say something to you and it startles you? That's
Yes.
what you did. That scared the living crap out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard, actually it was, Zia's son was in there too, because that's when you and Zia's son were
Yeah.
friends. And I'm like, holy cow! Like, some of those streams, and I'm kicking myself because I should have left my channel up, but I didn't, because I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know how YouTube worked back then. So, like, that was the stream of the year back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I did some streams. Um, I would have, like, Brutally Lauren. Well, actually, yeah, I had Brutally Lauren on. Um, there was one stream I did. I think it was a year ago, that ended up getting like 1K views because it was me, Lauren, and a few other people. So
Mm-hmm.
I've had 1K views before on videos. Okay. Um, I even had a channel that hit 1K subscribers. So I know what it's like in the YouTube landscape. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, my God, you know, see, and a lot of these new people that are coming to your channel, they don't know the history. Okay, they don't know
Right.
the
They
real
don't.
history between you and I.
Right.
And when you called me the blind F word, there was a lot
Yeah.
more to that. The video y'all see is only about 10 minutes of that stream. There was more that happened
Yeah.
before that, because I was going at Eli pretty hard on
Yeah,
that
well,
one.
RJ, before you get into it, we're going to get into that. I need to mention one other
Hmm.
thing outside of this, but yes, there was a lot of antagonizing going on, and we're going to get into that. But before we
Hmm.
get into that, because we are going to talk about it, because it is hysterical, and it's part of our 5-year history. By the way, the topic of the show is, and I tagged you in, RJ, at RJ Sandefur, joins me
Hmm.
live to discuss our 5+ year friendship on YouTube, the ups and downs, right, RJ? The ups and
Oh
downs,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Oh
RJ
yeah.
RJ RJ Sandefur joins me live to discuss our 5+ year friendship on YouTube, the ups and downs. And
Oh
we're
yeah.
going to get more into that in a second. But before we get into that, RJ, I want to respond to one person that continues to make a big deal out of nothing. A lot of these people are making a big deal out of nothing. It's like they want to try to knock me down a few pegs for whatever reason, right? I want to
Mhm.
respond to Twiggy22.
Mhm.
He is the gentleman that served me on the legal case I was dealing with Tammy
Mhm.
earlier on this
Yeah,
year and
I
towards the
remember
last
that.
towards
I remember when
yeah.
that happened.
So here's the thing. Yesterday, I went into GLM's chat, and I guess apparently GLM and Tammy are like threatening a lawsuit on each other. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I doubt it, but they're just kind of going back and forth YouTube style, right? And
Mhm.
they're bringing in Twiggy, and I was saying, well, I hope that Twiggy serves you without any malpractice, as a joke, because what happened was, then Tammy actually made a community posting. Tammy changed her channel from Lunch Lady Miss T to Gender Networking Association Inc. She's back to doing her, positive content, which is great. But then she stepped in and said, I can't let this go. I got to respond to this, right? And, she was saying everything that Twiggy did was above board. Everything was above board except the fact that he took video on private property without my permission. And that was above and beyond what he was required to do for his job. Now, let me say this, Twiggy. You emailed me. You're threatening me and saying that I'm slandering you. First of all, I've never mentioned your real name. As far as I'm concerned, Twiggy22 is a stage name. Okay? Number two, even if I did mention your name, I'm not slandering you because that's what you did. All I'm stating is what you did. And here's the thing, Twiggy. Twiggy, if we were to go to court over this, which it'd be stupid, you'd have to sue me for slander, pay for an attorney, so would I, and you would lose. You would lose. You would absolutely lose. Okay? Because if you do a search, regarding what is private property, the moment that you stepped onto my driveway, you were on private property, and you have to have probable cause to be on someone's private property. Your probable cause was to serve me. Your probable cause was to serve me with a lawsuit. And all you had to do was hand me the papers and sign off that you served me. There's no requirement of video. You took video because Coach J paid you to do that, and then you sent that video to I guess maybe Tammy or Coach J. Coach J got it. I have that video, and then Coach J mashed up a video of when I was live from the studio while getting served, and he made fun of it. So if you want to take this further, Twiggy, if you want to take this any further, this is between Twiggy and I. Tammy, this does not involve you. You've done everything possible. We're done. Tammy, we've satisfied whatever we need to do. Okay? Tammy, you've done nothing wrong here as far as I'm concerned. This is between Twiggy and I and possibly Coach J. This does not involve you, Tammy. Do not involve yourself because it does not involve you. Okay? You've been exonerated, Tammy. Do you understand that? Okay? Don't go white knighting for these guys because you know what they did. Okay? So stay out of this, please. Now, as far as you, Twiggy, again, the moment you step foot on my private property, on my driveway, that's private property. You had probable cause to be there to serve me. That's it. Now, what you might say, Twiggy, is, well, how come police can record through body cams while they're there? Because the police are only there with probable cause, and they record everything in case an altercation happens between, the police being where they're at, involving the people there. So the police, they have probable cause to record. You did not have probable cause to record. You were paid to record me with the intent of bullying and harassment. Now, I'm not going to go after you. I'm not slandering you. Do me a favor. Stop emailing me. I will block you. I will continue to block you on all my emails. If you continue to email me and make all these threats at some point, I'm going to have to go somewhere else. Okay? Leave me alone. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and take this abuse anymore. I did my part. I handled the case. Okay, I settled the case. I paid Tammy. She got to keep her business. You guys got a good laugh. I let it go. So sit down and shut your mouth and stop emailing me, or else I will come after you. You guys have nothing on me, so leave me the hell alone. Leave people alone. Okay, now let me prove it to you. Years ago, when JB Gunner, when he, did what he did on my father's grave, before he went to the gravesite, he came to my house. But let me even pay JB Gunner props. JB Gunner never once stepped foot on my property, on the driveway. He was across the street. He recorded video from across the street, which is his legal right to do so, Twiggy, because he was not trespassing. Okay? Now, you were not trespassing until you started recording video. That's trespassing at that point. But you still served me, and it was fine. I could have even used that in the court case, but I said I'm going to let it go. I let this all go. Let it go, Twiggy. Let it go. I'm saying let it go. It's all done. You guys are trying to rehash stuff that is old news. Let it go, Twiggy. We're done. You understand that? So JB Gunner was parked across the street. He did not step foot on my driveway or on my property. He recorded from across the street. You were on my front door porch recording. You did not have the permission to do that. Okay? Now, I'm not going to take any action on you. I'm not going to do anything about it. But if you don't stop emailing me and harassing me on this and just let it go, okay? And if other people don't stop talking about this, right? And if you don't stop bugging other people, okay, you're a public figure. You went into GLM's chat or whatever, you're saying things. So if you're going to say things out there, Twiggy, we're going to respond to you. If you're going to put yourself out there, we're going to respond to you and we're going to share what we know. That is not slander. That is called the truth. I've got video of that, okay? I've got the video that you took and that was edited by Coach J. I've got my own security video. So sit down, mind your own business, leave me alone, leave GLM alone, leave everyone alone, okay? If you email me just one more time, that'll be harassment. Leave me alone. Do you understand that? Leave me the hell alone. We're done. I'm not coming after you. I'm not slandering you. I'm not coming after you, Tammy, Coach J, or anyone. I'm done. Leave my name out of your mouth. I responded to something because you put yourself out there and I was defending GLM on that. Okay? He recorded inside your home when you opened the door too. Absolutely. So, you know, Twiggy, here's the thing. If you want to pursue this, go right ahead. Sorry, RJ. I had to let that out.
Well, and actually, I mean, you're right. I mean, if he was on your property to serve you, and he just served you and left, that would be one thing. But why did he have to video it?
Because Coach J paid him to do it. And Coach J was friends with Tammy. And Coach J is the one that instigated this whole thing. And then Coach J actually, for a while, abandoned Tammy because the stove got too hot a few weeks before we were going to go to court. And then we decided to settle. Okay, so Tammy and I handled this the mature way because the position that Coach J put us in regarding this was ridiculous in the first place. Okay? The whole thing was ridiculous, but we settled it. She gets to keep her business. I get to keep mine. It's been around way longer. Okay, we get to run both businesses. She got $1,000 out of me and all that. And so what more do you guys want? What more do you guys want?
Well, it's in the past. And see, that's the thing.
It is.
Yeah, and here's the thing, you know, another thing, that ASMR video, okay? ASMR is for entertainment. Okay, that needs to stop as well. Okay, it's just stupid. Like, why are you even playing it? Okay, for one thing, it's just utterly stupid.
Right.
And I would have thought that, because how many ASMR artists have something in the title that says, your nurse has a crush on you, your teacher has a crush on you, or something like that? You've seen it before, Eli, haven't you? Okay.
Yes.
So what's the big freaking deal?
Nothing. There was nothing wrong with that. And even GLM was coming at you with that, and I disagreed with her. She's still here. She's welcome here. It's all good, GLM. But just, I want you to understand, GLM, RJ never meant any weird intentions by that. And I think you know it deep within. I think most people know it deep within. They just wanted to have a little fun. And quite honestly, that's not something to mess with. RJ has never, ever been the type of guy that would even hurt a fly. Like, RJ wouldn't even hurt a fly, let alone, do some weird stuff with kids. Come on. Seriously, man, all this stuff really, really has to stop. Go ahead, RJ.
Well, yeah, and being the fact that I worked with a blind child out of high school, and I got to see that child grow up and graduate high school, I find it very offensive that somebody would even because I had an uncle that was a detective. Okay, he was a detective. In fact, he was the head of detectives. And there was a man in our community that was molesting exchange students.
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle was the one that had to arrest him. And
Mm-hmm.
I knew one of the exchange students that this guy molested. And my uncle said, RJ, it was the hardest thing I had to do,
Yeah.
but I had to do it. So,
Right.
when you guys say this, yeah, it's like, I love ASMR. Okay. And as an ASMR fan, I only wanted to try it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Should I have been a little more clear about what it was? Yes. If I could go back and change it, I would. And if I
Mm-hmm.
do start an ASMR channel in the future, I will be more specific. Okay. I was a newbie at ASMR at the time. Now I have friends in the ASMR community that are encouraging me to start an ASMR channel, and I might do that sometime in the future. Okay. I learned from this. I understand that you have to be a little more specific when you create ASMR content so as not to offend anyone or make something seem off color or whatever. That was
Mm-hmm.
never my intention.
Right.
And you know, J Rom, you're making a bit. I'm gonna just go ahead and say your freaking name. I don't care. J Rom, I don't have any problems with you,
Yeah.
but you need to stop doing this, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I don't have any issues with you, bro, but you need to quit doing this, man. Okay? I have not done a thing to you. Um, you know, I'm not JB Gunner. Okay? Let's
Right.
just put it out there right now. I'm not JB Gunner. Okay? You're dealing with someone who is blind, who has a disability. Okay? You're not dealing with someone like JB Gunner. So you need to quit. Take down that video,
Mm-hmm.
or not take it down, but quit playing it, okay? It's bad enough that, like, dude, you and Jamie keep doing this crap all the time. And I
Yep.
like Jamie, and I like you. But y'all need to quit doing this crap, because eventually you're going to harass the wrong person and they are going to go after you legally.
Yep. I mean, here's the thing,
I
RJ. I got more than enough to go legal on all these people. The bottom line is I'm going to handle it YouTube style. I'm going to keep it on YouTube. Like they say, you guys say,
But
keep
see,
it on
here's the
YouTube.
thing though,
Yeah, let's keep it
Eli.
on YouTube.
Here's the thing though. When I went at Sarah, okay, when I went at SB, when I went at Sarah, and I know Sarah, you're probably listening,
Oh, she is
okay,
100%.
I was wrong. I was wrong in what I did. Okay? I was way wrong in what I did. I should have never ever went after her. And she ended up sending a letter to my sister telling my sister exactly what I was doing. And I stopped going after her. Why? Because number one, I realized what I did was wrong. Number two,
Mm-hmm.
my sister sat me down and told me where I went wrong and how I needed to fix it.
Yeah.
And I did fix it. And I apologized to Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she accepted my apology.
Yeah, honestly, Archie, in my opinion, I think you and Sarah
Hmm.
could have handled that differently. I don't think it
I
had to be
know.
taken in the real life, in my opinion. I think she knows that by now, and that's all good.
Right.
What's done is done. Listen, what's
Right.
done is done, and it is what it is. I understand where you're coming from on that, but let's
But
because
I
we have
had
a
to
lot to. Go ahead.
I had to learn a lesson though. And if it wasn't for her doing that, I probably still would have been trash talking her today.
Okay. All right. Well, here's the thing.
That's my opinion.
All right. So, is it okay for me to be trash talked by Jamie every day, and then me just sit around and take it for 6 years, and
No,
like I
no.
should be the, but I still haven't gone real life on the guy. I've made threats of it many
Right,
times, but I was never going to do
right,
it because
right.
I figured at some point,
Mhm,
he's going to get tired. He's going to have enough, right? He's going to
mhm,
get tired. He's going
mhm.
to have enough, right? And I think he's at that point. And this is not a bashing stream on you, Jamie, and you still haven't done your final. I'm sure you're going to do a final stream on me. Jamie actually made a community post, and I think he's going to try to move on. I think he's going to try
Mhm.
to make a legitimate effort to move on. Before we
Right.
continue here, I want to make an announcement here. Mr. Disabled Channel, I know that you're having people emailing you and you're back in the Discords and you are running an unlisted link to this live stream. That honestly right there, Jamie and everyone else involved with the Legion, if you're going to have people now, the Coach Eli haters, go underground to unlisted streams or even streams of my rebroadcasts of my stream on other platforms, then that's still not doing your part. You guys have much more control over this than you think. You can get all these people to back off and stop. And the bottom line is, these people that are rebroadcasting me would not have an audience without you. So that is something there. Sarah, why don't you come in on your actual account? You need to come in on your Sock Sally account. It's all good. I do not regret having that letter sent. It was the right thing to do, and RJ changed his ways. I'm proud of RJ. I understand, Sarah. But see, here's the thing, Sarah. I mean, you don't want people getting ROs on Jamie, right? You don't want people going real life on Jamie. But it was going real life at RJ, right? That's a fair question. And listen, don't even worry about it. Like, I'm never going to go after Jamie. I don't want to harm anyone on this platform. All I'm here is to help people, right? What I'm saying is that if you folks don't want people, going real life on you, don't do it to them. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'm glad RJ learned his lesson. I'm glad that it was a positive thing. But can you at least give me this, Sarah? Can you at least say, hey, I see how this comes off. I took it into real life with RJ and he learned his lesson, but now I just don't want people coming at any one of us in real life, right?
Well,
I
see,
mean,
and
that's a fair statement though, RJ. I don't have any
well,
problems with Sarah or Jamie or anyone or any
no,
of
no,
these
no, no,
people,
no, no,
right?
no. No. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I think the thing is the only way to resolve this, okay, between Coach J and everybody else, is just everyone to take a step back and take a look at themselves in the mirror and say, "Look, is this what I want to be remembered by?" Okay, because
Right.
here's the thing:
Now,
at the
RJ, who's
end
been
of the
saying
day,
that? Who's been saying that exact statement you mentioned? Like, do you want to be remembered as a drama shit show disturber on YouTube or something more positive? Right? You've heard me say, how many times you've heard me say that over the last 5-6
I've
years?
said that. Uh, I've said that too. Like we've all, look, you've said that a lot, and it's look again. Okay, when the camera see, and I've said it this way: when the camera turns off, when the computer shuts off, we don't know what goes on. None of us do. I don't know what you and Don are going through when the camera turns off. I don't know what J. Rom and Anna go through when the camera turns off. The only thing that we know about each other is what we tell each other. That's it. That's it. So why are we fussing and fighting and feuding? Okay? Why are we putting screenshots out about this and that and putting videos, you blankety blank blank blank, and I'm guilty of it. I can sit up here on Eli's panel and say I'm guilty of it myself. But all I want to do is say, look, I'm not involved in drama anymore. I don't want to be. Okay? And yeah, have I made some mistakes in the past? Of course, we all have. Everybody has. But the past is the past. We learn
Mm-hmm.
from the past, but we don't dwell on the past. We need to look toward the
Right.
future. Okay? The only thing I can do is look toward the future and say, okay, how can I be better? How can I be a better individual in the future? Now and in the future. I
I'm
can't go
sorry.
back and change
I
what
had you.
happened.
I had you frozen for a little while. I'm sorry, but people could hear you. They'll hear you on the replay. Sorry. Sometimes the StreamYard freezes on the screen. But go ahead. Sorry, RJ. Yeah, I
Right.
heard what you said. But go ahead.
So that's the thing. Look, I will say this. J-Rom, I'm not going to talk about you. You don't talk about me in a negative way. Okay? That's the deal. Because I don't think Tammy would want that. And I respect Tammy. Tammy and I have no beef. And I know Tammy, you and Tammy are good. So out of respect for her,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Out of respect for her, you don't talk about me, I don't talk about you.
Yeah.
That's just the way it should be. You have my word on that, J-Rom, and you know I keep my word. I'm
Yeah,
not going
RJ.
to talk about you.
Here's the thing with these people. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, let me tell you this. And Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pay you props again. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people may not like this, but RJ and I, we really know who you are. A lot of these people don't know who you really are, Sarah. I know who you genuinely are. And yes, we've all done some dumb shit on this platform. All of us have. The fake instigated
Mm-hmm.
drama, all the underhanded stuff. I get it, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly firmly believe, and I'm gonna read some stuff here. I think Jamie is finally going to be moving forward. I honestly firmly believe at this point, Sarah is really
Mm-hmm.
trying to help Jamie and the Legion move past the Coach Eli stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for whatever
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
it seems to be happening, and I'm grateful and
Right.
thankful for it. Okay.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
so so, um, but again, I wanted to mention one more thing here that
Mm-hmm.
you know, the underhanded stuff with the unlisted live streams. That whole audience is Legion, any way you look at it. And I'm not going to sit there and unless I have screenshots sent that, Jamie and Sarah are in there, because I consider Sarah as a part of the general management team of the Legion. And no, Sarah, you never left the Legion. I saw your poll. I even responded to your poll, Sarah. See, I participate now, Sarah. Do you like that? Okay. I don't need or want them to know who I am. Oh God, Sarah,
I
you
can
are.
tell you I
Go
can
ahead.
tell you this. Don't mess with Sarah. Because I can tell you this. I learned it the hard way.
Yeah.
And for those people that think, and I'm not naming any names, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying in general, if you
Mm-hmm.
think that going after Sarah is a good idea, learn from me. It's
No,
not.
and listen, no one should be going at anyone. Like everyone's making a
Yeah.
big deal about Sarah and Jamie. There are more people involved than you think.
Right,
The truth of
right.
the matter, though, is Sarah and Jamie are very good at what they do for entertainment.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They are, and I've told you this, Sarah, and people may not like what I say, but I speak the truth. Like
Mm-hmm.
like you got this thing down as a producer for like tabloid drama content. If you
Mm-hmm.
put in the energy and time into the real world, you could have made millions. I don't know why you wouldn't go that route in the real world, and you could have made a lot more money doing this. Sally says, which Sarah, there's some confusion about when you use the team Legion, the term Legion, because there are certain things people have to do to be Legion members, or they are not considered Legion. Well, okay, let me make it clear, Sarah. whether you're Legion or not, I guess you have to be a paid member to be Legion, right? Okay, whatever the terms and conditions are, that's all good. But if you support Jamie in his chats, if you're friends with Jamie, if you're associated with Jamie in some capacity, right? If you're a part of Discords with Jamie, that means you're actively participating with him and his network of people, whether you're Legion or not. Okay, that's all I'm saying, right? And so, whatever rebroadcast is happening right now, unlisted, that's all shared behind the scenes. And these people do not have the resources, Sarah, that Jamie has. Jamie has the resources. These channels would not be able to get 40, 50 people in the box on a 100 sub channel rebroadcasting me if it wasn't for Jamie's resources. So that's all I'm saying,
And I, and I can even give Sarah props on this. Sarah knows how to grow a channel. She knows how to monetize a channel. Like you, she's very intelligent when it comes to YouTube. And I can say that. But Eli, let's if we can, let's talk about the last 5 years, man. We've been on this for a while.
Give me before we move on to that, let me just say one more thing here. That's why she's here on a different account. Sarah is welcome here. Okay. And so when it comes to other situations, people can ignore each other. If it involves something legal, I'm not involved in that. You guys should have a little tolerance and just let some stuff go. As long as she's not bothering you, you're not bothering her. Like, listen, I'm not here to regulate my chat for ROs and stuff. I'm a YouTuber. I'm not a judge, jury, or executioner, for Christ's sake. I'm sorry, ODN. I'm sorry, Sarah. But it's all good. Let's just let it slide. Let's have a nice conversation. As long no one's attacking anyone here. I'm sorry, ODN. You were timed out by Nightbot for 5 seconds. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, look, you guys are entitled to your opinions. Just let it go. She's welcome here. No, I understand, Sarah, and listen, I want to pay you props. I know if it wasn't for you that Jamie would not have put out that community posting. I know you made it happen. Okay? Listen, have I said some things about you years ago you didn't like? Sure. Have you said things about me? Who hasn't said things about each other, right? Forget about that. But I know you're the one that made it happen. You're not coming out publicly and saying it, but I know how you work because I actually know who you are. I've known you for 5 years, for Christ's sake. A lot of these people don't know you, right? No, yeah, you're welcome. I'm not here to kiss Sarah's ass. I'm not kissing her ass. I'm stating the facts. That's it. Bottom line. Like, I never had a problem with Sarah. The only reason why it happened this way is because she started to work. She wanted to work with Jamie, and that created a conflict of interest. If it wasn't for that, we would still be friends today. And I want to still consider her a friend. But it's just a conflict of interest. She knows it. And that's why she's welcome here. People don't understand that you don't listen to the story. And I understand she's had to play the role of coming at me and Don in the past, but she seems to be done with that. And yeah, I said some things too. So let's let it go. Let's move forward. Okay, now RJ, I'm going to do this real quick. I need to step away and use the restroom and refill my coffee. I'm gonna let you freestyle for about 5-6 minutes. And I'm going to listen on my phone and I'll respond when you get back. But can you share the story about, how you and I met and start to talk a little bit about, what started happening and try to do it as PG as possible. An occasional F-bomb is fine, but we're on a monetized channel. Try to do it as PG as possible. But go ahead and start the story and I'll be back in 5 minutes and we're going to talk about the past 5 years. How's that, brother?
All right. Well,
all right, the floor is all yours, bro. I'll be back.
The way I remember it is Gemma's Journey Grace, because there was a networking stream that would happen every day by a gentleman by the name of James Cox. And it was the hashtag I'm a Creator movement. And I met my friend Averia from the Philippines. She was one of my first. In fact, she was the first person I met. And then after Averia, I met Gemma's Journey Grace, and she was going by Gemma Grace at the time. And I had heard about Coach Eli here and there, and I had subscribed to Gemma, and again, there may be some things I may be forgetting, so Eli might need to fill in a couple of gaps or here or there, and even Gemma Grace might remember some things, but um, I'm going off the top of my head. Um, so I remember the day that I first met Eli. Um, I was in a Google Hangout with Gemma, and she goes, "Hey RJ, my friend Eli's going live. I want to introduce you to him." And so Gemma was on there, and Eli brought me on. And I remember the first stream we'd had, that first stream, and he's like, "Man, for a blind person, you're doing a good job." He's like, "You've got I'm a creator, you're doing your videos really well." And at this point, I didn't have a camera. The only thing I had was my Dell. Or no, not my Dell. It was my um Acer. It was my Acer um desktop. And I had a headset um back then, and I had no webcam. So um I was doing YouTube without a webcam for years. Okay, for years. I just got this Chromebook last year for Christmas in 2022. So um I had been doing streams with Eli. Um and then I met Jamie, um, a Sicily 810, Charles F. Gray, Zia's son, um, Joe Buddy, uh, JB Gunner. I met him. I think I met him like a month after I met Eli. And I met J Rom through. Actually, it was really weird because I met J Rom through JB Gunner. That's how me and J Rom met. And I want to say that when I first met JB Gunner, because I had been asking Eli, I remember asking Eli or Jamie, I can't remember which one it was, but I had asked one of them, "Who's JB Gunner? I want to meet this guy." And I remember the first time I met JB Gunner, it was on a stream I had done, I believe. And, I mean, JB Gunner, he's JB Gunner. Of course he's JB Gunner. And he's like, "Who the are you?" And I'm like, "I'm RJ. Who are you?" "Oh, it's JB Gunner." So that's how I ended up meeting old JB Gunner. But and oddly enough, I met some people through JB Gunner. I met Cheesy Bear, um Colin McCubbin. I met him through JB Gunner. Cherokee Girl, I met through JB Gunner. Um, Tommy Sotomayor, I met through JB Gunner. I have to give JB credit for that because I actually met Tommy Sotomayor through JB Gunner. So there was a lot there. I mean, we had, I think the first fight we had, me and Eli had, I guess you could call it a fight, was the time when he called me the blind, you know what? Okay. I don't want to say the actual word because it will demonetize the stream and I don't want to do that. So I want to respect Eli's house. So that
Welcome
was
back,
the
RJ.
first time. Oh, hey, like that was the first time
Yeah.
that we actually fought was when he called me the blind F, I think. I mean, I
Yes.
could be wrong. What do you remember about the first time we met, Eli?
Yeah. Well, RJ, yeah. So yeah, no, you got the story right with Gemma Grace, who's Gemma's Journey Grace or whatever she's called right now. I still have a lot of love and respect for Gemma, but Gemma was pinned and pitted against you and I and other people because of all of this drama mess for the past 6 years. I would love to reconnect with her. I would love to do some content with her. She's a phenomenal person. I've never had an issue with her per se, besides all of this, fake instigated drama stuff, right? But all of those times, to make it as brief as possible, because there's a lot more to talk about, all of those times where, we got on a panel and see Jamie shows those clips right when I would say, the derogatory F word, for an opposite sexual orientation or however you want to say it. When I called, Joe Buddy the N word with a hard R, even though he's Hispanic, there was a lot of antagonizing going on beforehand, even before that stream. And the job of people like JB Gunner and Jamie, their job as part of creating the fake instigated drama to lead to what happened on the stage was to antagonize us and trigger us so much that we slip and say something like that they can use as content for years. So that's what happened there. Now, I forgive Jamie. I forgive JB. I forgive everyone. I'm ready to move on. I'm just sharing this publicly here so people really know what happened. And the truth of the matter is, RJ, I've never had any issues with you. I've never hated you. I've never wanted us to part ways. But because of what was happening, with the flip-flopping, one day you'd be over here and then Jamie would pop on a panel and then he would, convince you to come back. He'd bring the Legion there. He'd give you a false sense of growth by bringing 30, 40, 50, 60 people there. What happened? What happened when you went back to your regular content? You had 3 viewers, right? So then you're like, okay, this is, then you would come back here and it went back and forth. And I got to the point of where, over the last year, when you came back on this channel you've had for a while now, I said, you know what, RJ, go where you want to go. If you want to support Jamie or JB, that's fine. If you want to be a part of their Discords, that's fine. If you want to trash talk me behind the scenes, that's fun to them. That's fine. I don't care. It's all good. But when you want to come here and create some real content, we can do that. Go ahead.
Well, and two, I mean, like, what do you remember the first day you met me? Like, what was that like? Had you met a blind person before me, or was it like, oh my God, this dude can do YouTube. This is awesome. And I've heard you say that I'm a good networker. Can you talk? Yeah. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. I'll give you accolades, RJ. I will pat you on the back, forever because you deserve it. I've met many blind people in my life. I've met deaf people. I've met many disabled people, and I love them all. I treat them equally. Yes, I do have a soft spot for disabled people. I mean, they don't want us to have a soft spot for them, but I think that people that are fortunate to not be disabled, are going to have a soft spot because we're going to realize we're fortunate to, be fully able to do things that they supposedly can't do, right? But see, a lot of the disabled people I met, the blind people I met, they were using that as a crutch. They're saying, we can't amount to something because we're blind or whatever, right? You, on the other hand, grabbed blindness by the horns and said, "Screw it!
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna let this affect me. I still have my voice. I still have my ears, And I can still do podcasting. I can still share my opinions. I can still network with people. I can still socialize. And that's what I respected about you. That's what I still respect about you. You, in my opinion, are the poster boy for all blind people or disabled people. All people that are disabled, regardless of their disability, should be looking at you and saying, you know what, if RJ can do it, so can I. Right? I mean, and that's how I saw you. And I saw a lot of value, in working with you, not just for my benefit, but for your benefit. I think you and I, if we didn't let any of this nonsense get in the way of what we were trying to create over the last 5 years, you and I could have had 100+ K subs now, or more than that.
Oh my God, dude! On that first channel, on that first channel you had, well, you never know, Eli. It could happen. Yeah, but on that first channel you had over 1,500 subscribers, I think, because Charles F. Gray helped you out big time. That dude, I can say this: that dude knew how to network. When you agree?
He did. I mean, yeah. Well, that's where we all met. Charles F. Gray was the first one that was running live streams, and he's the very first live stream panel I went on about 6.5 years ago, and that's where I met Joe Buddy, and then Jamie was following me back then because I reached out to him and I was networking with him. Jamie is here today. Notice, I'm not trying to say I'm all that. Jamie is here today because of what I did to try to help him. He was about to leave YouTube. His Purple Pill channel was monetized and it got demonetized, and he was making decent money through ad revenue. And back then there was a big apocalypse where YouTube was coming down hard on certain types of content, and he was about to leave. And I convinced Jamie to start doing some live streams, and then he could come back on a different channel and start creating some real content. Well, he did stick around, and then the sponsor Brian actually was following Charles F. Gray, and I believe that's how he found out about Jamie, because Jamie started going on Charles F. Gray's panels, and then we all started to do our own shows. I started to go live. Jamie would go live. JB Gunner was already going live, and then that's how this whole thing came about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember. And the thing I remembered about Charles F. Gray is Charles F. Gray would say, "Coach Eli is a draw. Coach Eli is a draw." And like when he would say that, I mean, back then we all laughed about it, but in reality, he was telling the truth, because people are drawn to you. You have a way about you that says, "Hey, look at me, listen to me. You may not like me, but you have to listen to me." I mean, like, dude, you can captivate an audience.
Well, I appreciate that, but so can you, RJ. That's what I liked about you.
Yeah. And see, and actually, I have to give props to Raleigh Jones, because he actually told me one time, he actually told me this. He goes, "RJ," and we had been fighting at this point, Eli and I. And Eli, I don't think I ever told you this, but Raleigh Jones said to me one time, he said, "RJ, the reason why Eli wants you on his channel is because you and him are good together on a podcast."
We
basically. You and him, do really well, because you both have that chemistry. You both have that radio voice, basically.
Yeah.
And he was right. I didn't realize how right he was. And now it's like, my God, this guy knows what he's talking about, because my God, you're right, Eli. I mean, had we not let this bullshit, and excuse my French, but if we had not let this crap stop us, we could have been at 100,000 subs. And who
Possibly.
knows, we might get there even today if we stay focused.
Possibly. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and that's why I'm saying enough with the nonsense. Let's be adults. Let's be real. Um, and let's see what we can create together. I mean, who knows? Maybe 5 years down the road, or even 6 months down the road, Eli and I could be so much further. I mean, look at the network you're building now.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man. I mean, look at where you're going now, and I feel bad because Tiff and I didn't get to do the stream last night. But I mean, the three of us networking together, Tiff coming on my stream, me going on her stream, stuff like that, we could build something. Okay, we could really build something, and I really feel that it could be worth our while to stop with the games, stop with the bullshit, stop with the horse shit, and let's create something good. We
Yeah.
have it within us.
Well, here's the thing, RJ. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We have. Let me share something right now, because this is part of what I mentioned to Sarah and Jamie, because they work together. I mean, regardless of what level Sarah is working with Jamie, Legion or not or whatever, she helps him out, creates these shows, and she networks for him, with him, etc. Right? No disrespect, Sarah, but here's the thing. Okay, even if Jamie and Sarah are trying to do the right thing, they've got people within their network, regardless of whether they're Legion or not or whatever. They're continuing to do these underhanded things. Like right now, we have 43 people. I have no doubt in my mind that if we were not being rebroadcasted somewhere unlisted, we'd have over 80 people here. This is the kind of stuff that would make me continue to expose this whole thing, because this really needs to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is if someone of influence in that community gets it to stop. And whether you like it or not, Jamie is the influencer in that community. And Sarah, you do have some influence too, whether you realize it or not. The two top people that have influenced that community is Jamie and Sarah. And so I'm gonna ask you this respectfully, Jamie, that talk to all your people behind the scenes, and let them know to stop doing the underhanded, unlisted stuff. Okay, if we're gonna completely, truly move forward, the rebroadcasts need to stop, public or private. The members only lives need to stop. The whole thing needs to stop, right? It's not fair to me to have to continue to lose numbers over this stupid stuff. And I'm a YouTuber, and I should be getting paid the ad revenue even for the haters wanting to watch this. If haters want to watch something on my content, I should be the one getting the monetized playbacks for that. I should be getting the views for that, right? So this is the problem I have, because on one hand, okay, what I'm seeing Sarah and Jamie, and I'm gonna read a community posting right now that Jamie posted 4 hours ago. And I really firmly believe that he really wants to move past this. And so does Sarah. Do I believe 100% that Jamie wants to move past it because he wants to do the right thing? Maybe, kind of, sort of. Sarah, you have to understand. Sometimes you do things because, it's, if you continue to do the things you're doing, it gets old to the audience, especially when someone like me is defending myself. If I keep defending myself against you guys every day, it nullifies what you guys are doing. So I want to believe that Jamie's intentions are pure for wanting to move forward. But regardless, okay, it is starting to head in the right direction. But in order for it to fully get there, all of the underhanded stuff, unlisted streams, the Discord stuff, all of that needs to stop. It really needs to stop. And you, Jamie, have the influence to go behind the scenes and tell all these people, okay, I'm done with Eli. I'm done with all this. Don't rebroadcast him. And here's the thing, Jamie. If you were to go public and mention what I'm saying here, and then people were to still do it, then you're exonerated. Then I'll just deal with them. But if I find out and get screenshots from people that are in your discourse as lurkers, and it's telling me otherwise, then what's the point, right? If you're sincere about really moving past this and ending this, you're going to do whatever you can to make it right, just like I am. That's the truth of the matter. Do you understand what I'm saying there, RJ?
Oh yeah. Well, see, and the thing is, people have said, I think it was a few streams ago. People have said, RJ is a uniter. Because I had Legion people in there, I had your people in there, and everything was cool. And I think it like this. Jamie has a lot of potential on the platform.
He does.
He has a lot of
RJ,
potential.
can we stop right there before you continue? I need to read these comments Sarah put in the chat because it's gonna fit in to what you're saying. Then you continue. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I got to step in for a second, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
So she says, I have been wanting this to stop for a while. The problem is that Jamie makes so much money and there is so much of a demand for the content that he keeps it up. That's fine, Sarah, but if he's making money off of me, then maybe he should give me a cut out of it. If he's willing to give me 30% of it, then I could let it slide, right? But at that point, people would think it's even more fake than it is, and they wouldn't donate, right? So it's not fair for me to sit back and just let him keep doing it without addressing it. It's going to throw my audience off. So see, you're in a position here, Sarah, where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right? And then Sarah says, he does want to move past it, but his audience has to support other topics. And unfortunately, there's a lot of demand for your content. Well, then you know what? He needs to pay me some of the money. Or if he wants to keep doing it without paying me money, then I have to keep on sharing with my audience what he's doing because new people are going to be confused by it, Sarah. You understand what I'm saying? And then she says, there's a problem I see coming, Eli, and that is you seem to think Jamie has the power to tell these people to stop something, and they will if they're not affiliated with him. They have no obligation. Okay, that's a fair statement, Sarah. Listen, I appreciate what you're saying, and you're being honest. Okay, folks, listen to me. There are lots of people that don't like me, and there are some that do like me. And there are lots of people that don't like you, Sarah, and some do like you. Whether you like Sarah, myself, or not, okay? Whether you like us or not, Sarah's being completely honest here. I mean, look, you cannot get any more honest than what she just said.
Oh, yeah.
So listen. Don't come out here and spin what Sarah's saying out of context because you have a problem with her outside of my situation with her or Jamie or the Legion, right? Okay? She's spitting the truth. The thing is, what's the resolution to all of this? So the problem is the audience. So to the audience, ask yourselves, are you live and die Coach Eli? Do you folks just want to be a part of my network? Do you want me to unban you and you come here? Or ironically, you have the power here because you decide what you respond to. And if you went silent about it, that would shut it down. That's fine, Sarah, and you make a lot of sense with that. But at the same time, I wanted to see some effort from Jamie backing off a little bit, right? And I think he's going to do that. So I think, Sarah, over the next few weeks or a month or so, I think this is all going to taper down because of the way we're handling it right now, maturely. And ODN, listen, dude, you should, I know you're still watching and you're not commenting. Look, you know, don't worry about Sarah being here, and she's not worried about you being here. We're having a conversation. We're trying to resolve something on through my channel and my business here. that has nothing to do between you and Sarah and whatever's happened with you guys. I've stayed out of that. I have nothing to do with that. That's between you and her, okay? But the bottom line is she's making sense here in this situation. Whatever else you have going on with her or anyone else has going on with her or whatever else you folks have going on with me that doesn't involve Sarah, it doesn't involve what's happening here. We're talking about what's happening here right now. And that's it, okay? And it makes sense, okay? So with that being said, RJ, the bottom line is the demand is high and people are paying lots of money, especially Wise Knight Silicone, who I know you're going to say Sarah and other people are going to say is not Brian. I believe it to be Brian. It's my opinion that it's Brian. It's their opinion or their statements that they're making that it isn't. But the bottom line is, if you're going to have someone with deep pockets like Silicone and other people continue to pay money because they want somebody rebroadcasted, having their members-only content stolen, having their girlfriend trashed, this and that. Like honestly, does that make it right? What kind of people are you that are supporting this type of content? And are you paying him to keep coming at me because you're jealous of me, or you wish you could be me, or you wish you could be in Don's shoes? Or see, there's a whole other psychological aspect that this is happening. Donna says, I suspect Jamie considers this a business. He may back off, he may not, but eventually things will evolve. Jamie's business is drama, and you are the target at the moment. Right. Well, I've been the target for 6 years. You have to understand, Donna. When he's not rebroadcasting me, someone through his network of people, whether they're Legion or not, considered Legion or not, they're rebroadcasting, and if they're not doing it publicly, they're doing it unlisted, or they're doing it on Rumble or some other platform. I have no proof of who he is. No, I understand. Sarah, you're out of this. You're not involved in this. What I'm saying about Silicone has nothing to do with you. It has to do between myself, Jamie, and Silicone. Fair statement, right? Right? I respect that you're being honest about that, Sarah. Go ahead, RJ.
Well, and two, I mean, I know that you wanted to read the community post that Jamie put out.
Yes, I'll get to that in a second, but go ahead, RJ.
Can you, well, I just feel like, that I'm turning 45 on the 30th of this month. And I feel that the drama should be done. It should be over. I mean, I'm getting older. We're all getting older. We're not getting any younger. Right. And the time of playing in the sandbox and arguing with each other is over with.
It's done. It's done. It's done, right, RJ?
And so what I think needs to happen is everyone just needs to calm down, simmer down, realize that 90% of us are never going to meet in real life. That's so true. Why the hell are we arguing and fussing and fighting over some stupid nonsense that really doesn't matter and isn't going to matter 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, even 50 years from now?
Right.
I mean, some of us are, like myself, I'm turning 45. Some of you are in your 30s. Some of you are in your 50s, like Eli. Okay, we're not children. We are.
I'm getting old, RJ. I'm getting old.
No, you're not. You're still getting. You're still young. You're still young. I told that to my. I went to my doctor. Like. A month ago, 2 months ago, and he's. He's been my doctor for a long time, since I was like 27 or something like that, 26, 27.
Yeah.
And so basically he walks in, he goes, "Good morning, how are we doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing all right." And like me and this dude, he's not just my doctor. I consider him a friend.
That's
So,
good.
I shook his hand. I'm like, "How you doing, man?" He's like, "Oh, I'm getting older. I'm getting older." I'm like, "Nah, you're still young at heart." He
That's
goes,
true.
"I'm push." He goes, "I'm pushing 60."
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
"Dude, that doesn't matter. You're still young at heart." And he goes, "I'm glad you think so."
RJ,
Like,
you've heard of John Bon Jovi, obviously, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah, John Bon Jovi just turned 62. And Don and I, we're big Bon Jovi fans because, and Sarah, you knew this because you guys were following my every move back then. We used to follow one of Don's friends. He's a married guy. He
Mhm.
used to run a Bon Jovi cover band called Steel Horse.
Mhm.
And the reason why they called the band Steel Horse is because in the song Dead or Alive, John goes, I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride, and I'm wanted, wanted. What, RJ?
Dead or
Yeah!
alive.
Woo! That's fantastic. They're going to clip that, but we can let them clip that when it's all good. But and I was wondering at first, when Don introduced me to the band, we went and saw them play at many places across Northern
Mhm.
California before he retired recently. But
Right.
I was like, why is this band called Steel Horse? And then I heard them, sing Dead or Alive. And it's like part of the
Mhm.
song. I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. And I'm wanted, wanted, dead or alive, dead or
Oh yeah.
alive. Right.
I
But who?
I like living on a prayer personally.
Oh, that was a great hit. That made him big. They,
Mhm.
Hulu, I believe was last month. They released a 4-part series on Bon Jovi's. It was a documentary, 4-part documentary on John Bon Jovi, and they were
Mm.
talking about the history of the band. And yeah, Sarah likes him too. Of course, we all. Who doesn't like John Bon Jovi?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but the bottom line is, you know. Hulu did a documentary called Bon Jovi, Thank You, Good Night. And John
Mhm.
has been he had some issues with his voice as he got older, and he had some surgery. And
Mm.
he's trying to come back and do maybe one more tour in his early 60s. And
Mhm.
the documentary during the 4th part ended in the most
Mhm.
beautiful way I've ever seen any documentary end. And they said,
Mm.
how much longer are you going to do this, John? He goes, well, I'm going to do it until, I can't do it no more. And then I'll say, thank you, good night. And then it ended. And I'm like, dude, what a way to freaking, go out in style. John Bon Jovi never did any drugs. He would have some drinks every now and then. The rest of the band,
Mhm.
you know Richie Sambora. Everyone knows Richie Sambora. There were issues with Richie, but he was just a hell of a guitar player. Richie Sambora was fantastic,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and singer and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I am, you know, it was just a great documentary.
Oh
And
yeah.
I don't know why we got on that tangent there, but that was a fantastic documentary that I would advise or recommend
Mhm.
anyone to see on Hulu. Sarah
Yeah.
says, when we were trying to figure out who Don was, we looked at the audience of their shows. Yeah, so here's the thing. That's why I was talking about it. Thanks for reminding me, Sarah. So yeah, Don and I, we would go to these events by Steel Horse, and then Sarah and everyone else from the Legion was trying to find out who Don was because Don had already come on to do um, audio only shows with me for the first 6 months, and then we all knew. Don and I knew when she moved in with me that all they had to do was associate my address with her name, and they were going to find her. So it was like Don and I were laughing. It's like these people are trying to find out who you are, and they're going to know who you are anyways. So we were kind of, is that your dog?
Yeah. Yeah. We have Zachary got a dog.
Yeah,
He got a chow,
yeah.
and her name's Jolene, and she's a puppy, but she
Jolene,
likes to go. Yeah, Jolene.
like the Dolly Parton song.
Yes, and and
Oh,
um
wow.
and so okay, so we have 4 dogs. We have Winston, he's a Boston Terrier. We have Sophia, who's a Chihuahua. We have Buddy, who's a Wired Hair Terrier, and we have Jolene, who's a Chow Chow. And Jolene likes to attack Winston sometimes.
Yeah.
He's the oldest. He's the oldest out of all of them. But and you know, she's still a puppy and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
um it was really funny how he got the dog because his sister and him were talking, and we didn't know anything about it until Easter Sunday. She came over to have dinner, and so um she came over, and you know um her and Zachary left, and they came back, and they had this dog with them,
Yeah.
and it it's like, oh, whose dog is that? Oh, it's Zach's dog.
Mhm.
And we're like, we didn't know anything about this.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
now she's stuck on all of us. We all love her. She's she's about ready to get her final shot.
Yeah.
Um so but no, she doesn't play. But when you hear all of it, like when someone pulls up to the house or whatever, all
Mhm.
4 of them start barking.
Yeah, same with our dogs. They start to bark. Real quick, RJ, I gotta mention the funny here while Sarah's still here.
Uh-huh.
No, I gotta give Sarah props
Uh-huh.
because when Sarah and I, her and I, when we were close friends, we would try to protect the people that were being bullied and harassed on the platform.
Mhm.
So, we were trying to find people that were harassing people and hiding in plain sight. And I will pay you props, Sarah. Uh, you're the very best at finding people, and so am I. And you and I as a team could find anyone. There's no other team besides Sarah and I that could find people. Now, we're not saying that to scare anyone. We're not trying to stir up the pot or anything. What this is the thing that people don't understand. My relationship with Sarah has never been bad. It's just she started to, like Jamie as a person. She wanted to support him,
Mhm.
as a friend. She wanted to support him. And
Right.
it created a conflict of interest based on the fake instigated drama. And that's what's thrown
Mhm.
everyone off. And I'm hoping this show here clears it up and people can just move on and whatever. But yes, I know how Sarah works. She's good, and that's what I respect about her. I'm good too, and she's very
When
intuitive.
y'all
But
were the
and
A
look,
team. When y'all were the
hold
A
on,
team, I remember that.
yeah, not the struggle bus, the A team. Yes, I was a part of the A team with all those fools. I'm not calling you a
With
fool, Sarah, but
Shangy
we're all fools. Yeah.
and all them. But see,
Oh yeah.
the thing is though, Eli, I mean, over the past 5 years, I think we've all evolved.
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
years ago,
Absolutely.
6 years ago, I was a noob at YouTube. And now it's like you said yesterday on my show, we're both veterans. We've been through the ringer. We've fought, we've cried, laughed, I mean, and coincidentally today is the 23rd anniversary of my father's passing.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He
God
died
bless
on
your
May
family, man.
21st of 2000. Yeah. Yeah. May 21st of 2000, before YouTube was even thought of. But I mean, I observe the anniversary every year. Um every year at 7:55 on May 21st, I have a moment of silence. I'll pray. I'll say a prayer, or like if I'm doing a live stream or something like that, um I'll just stop talking. I won't say anything. And
Mhm.
I know last year I did a live stream on this day, and they're like, "RJ, why did you stop talking?" I'm like, "It's the anniversary of my dad's death, and I
Yeah.
wanna give him a moment, because."
Yeah.
And really, it it was really hard because, um, he had started going downhill my 11th grade year, in high school. He's at the end of my 11th grade year, we found out he had bladder cancer. So all that summer and into my senior year, you know, he was taking, medication for his bladder cancer. And then it went into his bone, and then they diagnosed him with bone cancer, and he had to do radiation. And then in 2000, um, in January, I started college. And so uh, I was taking a full course load that time. I was taking Western civilization and some other classes. And I was in my Western Civ class on a Wednesday evening, and the professor um, was up there lecturing, and I heard someone walk in the door, and it was my sister, the one I'm living with now, of course. Um, and I heard the professor say, "RJ, come with me." And they took me out. He took me outside the classroom.
Mhm.
And I remember this. He put his arm around me. He said, "RJ, it's your dad."
Yeah.
And I came home, and the hospice nurse met me and said, "You need to go in there and see him because we don't know if he's going to make it through the night,
Yeah.
because his breathing was pretty shallow." So I went in there, saw him, kissed him goodnight, went to bed. Next morning, I get up around 8:30. Well, that's when my driver at the time would come and get me and take me to the college.
Yeah.
And I would go to the college for class, or I would go and have a study time. And so I walked in my dad's room, and I remember this very well. He grabbed my hand because he had this thing where he would grab my hand if he wanted to talk to me. And he grabbed my hand and he said, "RJ, look at me. Why aren't you in school? What's your excuse?" And at this point, his voice was weak, but he was strong enough to ask me that question. And I said, "Dad," I said, "I had class last night, and the professor wants me to spend time with you because he knows that you're dying, and he wants me to stay with the family." He goes,
Mhm.
"I understand that, son." But he said, "I want you to promise me that you're going to finish college.
Yeah.
Don't quit just because I'm gone."
Right.
And I said, "Daddy, you know I'm not going to do that. I promise I'm not going to do that." He goes, "I love you, son. I want you to make your mom proud, and I want you to do the best you can." I said, "You know I will." And so he, um, that Thursday, we had family starting to come and everything. So Saturday night, I was, in my dad's bedroom, and, in my mom and dad's bedroom, and there were people talking to him and everything. And one of the county commissioners came by and was talking to him and all. And then everybody just cleared out, and he said, "I just want to have a moment with my son. I want to have a moment with RJ. Just me and RJ." So they shut the door. And he said, "Son, is there?" I feel like there's something you want to tell me." And I said, "Dad," I said, "I know we've had I know I've been a blessing to you, and sometimes I haven't been the son that you've wanted me to be. But I said, Dad, I want to tell you this. Thank you for giving me a public school education with the other kids. And thank you for always believing in me. And he gave me a hug and he said, You're welcome, RJ. And I'm so proud of the man you've become. And those were the last words he ever said to me.
Yeah, no, so RJ, every time I hear the story, and I've heard it over the years, it's a beautiful story. And, God bless your family, and your mother and father are both resting peacefully. And, it's another beautiful anniversary in the memory of their life. And I'm so proud of the man that you ended up becoming due to your father and your mother. But we got to move forward because we got to wrap things up really soon. There's a few other things I just want to discuss here.
Alrighty, man. I'm sorry. I just had to talk about that.
No need to be sorry, RJ. That's important. It's a special day. We need to acknowledge that. And
Thank you,
nothing
man.
wrong with what you said at all. And
Thank
I'll
you,
tell you,
brother.
I mean, if I had more time, I got to take Dawn. We got to go get some blood work done. And we got to leave in about 30 minutes or so. But we still have a little more time. I want to knock off a few more things, and then we could do a part 2, part 3. We can do a whole series. I think we have so much that we can stem off of this, RJ. But let me say here, here's the thing. GLM, let me address this here. I don't hate anyone. I like you, GLM. And I don't hate anyone on that other side. Okay? I don't hate anyone on the other side. I like everybody. What I don't like is what's been going on. And, I've been used as a cash cow because audiences are willing to pay money, large amounts of money to Jamie to keep using my content. And, I'm trying to take it to the point of where if they continue to do it, they minimize it, and it minimizes the bleeding. You understand that, GLM? I'm a business here. You're not. I respect what you do out here on YouTube. I respect your comments. And I'm not necessarily saying that anyone is wrong about what they're saying in their comments. Hold on. It's my woman. Hold on. RJ, go ahead. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and that's the thing, guys, is like I've said, I think that people need to understand, okay? We're getting older, and I'm getting older. I'm going to be 45 on the 30th. And I know I've mentioned that several times, but I've just been thinking about that for the past few weeks. The time has come to put all this aside. Because is it really going to matter when we're in the ground or when we're cremated? I mean, is it really going to matter? Is it going to matter to our kids? I mean, I don't have kids, but for those of you that do, is it going to matter to your children, your grandchildren? Because what are we doing? I mean, think about it. What are we really doing thinking that we need to go and fuss and fight and feud? There's no value in it. What? I mean, what are we doing? We should be building each other up, not tearing each other down. We should be helping people, helping one another grow our channels. When I came on this platform for the first time, all I wanted to do was grow my channel. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. I never intended to, I never had the intention of waking up and saying, ooh, I'm going to go after Eli, or ooh, I'm going to go after this person and that person. But I was sucked into it, and I allowed myself to be sucked into it. And that was wrong. But that was in the past. And all we need to do is look toward the future. We can change the course starting today. Let us make a commitment to one another right here and now, that from today forward, May 21st, 2024, that we are not going to engage in any more name calling, any more harassment, any more bullying, any more fake, instigated, nonsensical drama. We are adults. I am an adult, and I commit to you that I will not engage in any of it because I'm trying to be better. I want to be better, and that's all that should matter. Let us make a commitment here today that we're not going to engage in this. It's the only way to move forward. For those of you who, like Jamie, continue to support Jamie, but realize that there will be no more Eli content. There will be no more Eli content unless it is positive and uplifting. That's the only way that we can move forward, that we can move past this, is for all of us to make the commitment to not engage in the drama any longer.
Right. I'm back, by the way, RJ.
I believe in unification. And I believe that we can make a commitment today that we will not engage in this anymore. I believe in unity. I believe in working together for a common goal, for the common good of all of us. I'm trying to get my channel to 100,000 subscribers.
Oh, that's a tall order there, RJ.
Do you believe I can do it? Because
yes,
I know
RJ.
I can.
RJ, you know what I believe in?
Hmm.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. You know, show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride, right? Anyway, we don't have to go that. God bless you to the late and great Whitney Houston. Let me see this real quick. Give me a second, RJ, here. Larry says, RJ is wrong in your opinion. Without drama, there's no drama community. People want name calling in a drama community. There's a plethora of nice communities out there. Well, here's the thing. What we're saying, Larry, is this. And then I got to move on, RJ. I want to read the community post that Jamie put out there and put this thing to rest. And then RJ, maybe even later tonight or tomorrow, we can do a show on your channel and continue. We'll bring the people over there. How's that?
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that.
We're gonna do part 2 because there's more to talk about. But here's the thing. And GLM, I'll get to your question in a second here. Okay. Now, here's the thing, Larry. We want to spew more positivity out here on the internet and in the real world. The internet's a part of the real world. We are all real people out here on the internet, whether, you know, we show our face and use our name, or we're trolls hiding in plain sight with no name and no face, right? And on the internet, anyone can run their mouth and be whoever they want to be. And then there are anonymous people that are donating money to certain creators and they're forcing them to create crappy content like what's happening to me. And that creator is like, well, this is an opportunity. This is my best way to make money. This is what's keeping food on my table. This is what's, keeping a roof over my head. And by the way, one more thing before I get to that community posting that Jamie put out about 4 or 5 hours ago. I've been getting emails from somebody behind the scenes, and they're now saying that, Jamie is renting that condo. No, Jamie is the owner of that condo. Like, I don't understand how how do I say this without being disrespectful? I don't know how, I don't know what's the right word. Cuckoo people are. I'm not trying to say that whoever sent me that email is cuckoo, but home ownership records are public record. His name is on the title of that condo. So you can sit there and send me any email saying that he's renting it and he's running, and you don't do your homework. You're not, and I'm not even trying to look into Jamie at that level. I could care less. I did it for a point because of all this drama happening right now with him being on the road and stuff. I'm also reading community posts, and I'm thinking maybe he's dealing with another RO or dealing with another court case or trying to what do you call it? Appeal his RO with Granny's watching Jess. But the truth of the matter is he is the owner of that condo. He is listed as the owner, and he has the title to that. Okay? That is his place, no matter what you think. Okay? Do your research before you put something out there. Okay? Now, with that being said, GLM, I will get to your question in a second, but let me read this community posting by Jamie. 5 hours ago. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Well, I hope you're having a great day too, James, wherever you're at. I made a few decisions regarding my content and approach out here. Nothing too extreme, but I just felt myself getting too wrapped up in back and forth with certain individuals. That's me. So I'm going to pull back a bit. We're not here to argue with a bunch of trolls and dummies. Well, I'm not a dummy. I'm not a troll. If you're dealing with trolls, I'm sorry about that, but I'm not a dummy. Okay? This ain't a back and forth. We're here to do a job, and we do not rattle. 1408 reference. I don't even know what the hell that means. Anyway, as for when I'll be going back to streaming, I should be going back sometime Wednesday or at the least or at the latest Thursday. Need some time to set up again. Well, are you going away for a while and bringing your computer and setting it up? Because if you're going back home, it should already be set up. So that says something, in my opinion. I don't like putting out content that is subpar. Well, neither do I. I can understand that. You know me. I like making good quality shows. In the meantime, let me know what you guys would like to see from me content-wise. You know I'll find something, but I'm here for y'all, especially the paying customers. Yeah, I mean, look, the bottom line is, if you people in the audience want to be better people, stop paying Jamie to come at me. Pay him to, if you really care about the guy, you value him, pay him to create real content, not to go at people. Pay him to do some true crime stories or something like that, right? Now, hang on a second, RJ. Let me look at the comments real quick here. People are just saying, enjoy your vacation. Hope you're having a great day. Maybe you could do a live about stocks. I'd like to see you cover hot topics and your take on them. Yeah, go back to your drawings again and mix it up. The drawings won't get him any traction. He's tried that. Like on the Punksthetic channel, no, Jenny, I get where you're coming from on that, but that's not gonna cut it. And then even Sally, aka I think that was you, Sarah, in there, literally anything but Eli. Let's see. Sabrina says, I agree. It's a never-ending ride of stupid arguing with those who want to argue with us. I'm all for ignoring the F out of anyone not on a Legion-approved intelligence level. I love hearing you talk about stuff you love, like movies, current events, and all that stuff. Okay, great. Stevie, who's been coming at me for years. I enjoy the way you debate and reason. I think your critical thinking skills are amazing, especially like when you debate people from other communities. I would like to see more of that every once in a while. The disappointing part, I don't think you'll find many worthy opponents. Well, here's the thing, Stevie. I'm going to mention one thing, and I'm going to have RJ give a quick response, and then I'm going to ask you a question that GLM asked you, RJ, and then we're going to share final thoughts, okay? So here's the thing. The thing with Jamie is this. Maybe he can change how he is when he's debating people because, from what I've noticed when I've dealt with him, it's been fake instigated drama, and I can try to discuss or debate with him on a topic, and he will intentionally cut me off or cut other people off in the middle of their sentence when people aren't responding to him in a way that suits him and benefits his content and putting money in his pocket. Now, if Jamie's able to actually have a fair and civil debate with somebody, let someone finish their thought before cutting them off, I think that could work for him. Now, that's yet to be determined. Let's see if he does go and take the YouTube tour and debates people. Will he be reasonable? Will he continue to cut people off? Or will he let them speak and then respond after they talk? Because, RJ, when it comes to the presidential debates, they have a timer and you're not allowed to interrupt each other, right? What are your thoughts about what I said?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're going to debate someone or you're going to talk to someone, I think you need to let the other person finish. And I like Jamie's community post. I think he is trying to do the right thing. And I think that the best thing would be for, like I said, everybody to just simmer down, chill out, and just do content that everyone can be proud of. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. Yeah, give me just 1 second here. Okay, no, that's fantastic. And thank you for your thoughts on that, RJ. That makes sense. GLM asks you, serious question for RJ. If you want to grow your channel, why have you deleted your channel 16 times? It's a fair question.
That's a good question. It all had to deal with drama. That's
Mm-hmm.
you know, and
You
I
felt threatened
just
by you felt threatened by things that some people said from the Legion back then. Let's be real about it. I remember it. Go
yeah,
ahead. Come
yeah,
on.
and
Yeah.
yeah, well, see, and now it's not. See, now I don't feel like I have to do that because I'm at a place now where I'm like, you know what? People are going to say what they're going to say. And, you know, I want to prove to people that, if something, I mean, even Ridley Lauren said, RJ, if you feel like deleting your channel, just walk away. Don't delete it. Just walk away for a few days.
Sure.
And that's what I did, for a
Mm-hmm.
while is I just walked away for a few days from YouTube because it wasn't drama concerning me. It was I j- you know, it was getting kind of bland and I was like, "You know what? I just need to walk away for a while."
Right. Right.
And so I didn't upload, I didn't nothing. I didn't delete my channel. It was still up. And I think I had like 40 something subscribers at that point, but I just walked away. And then I came back and I started uploading again. Now I'm starting to do more streams um, and things of that nature.
Right.
And look, GLM, I want to say this to you. Um, I understand. I understand about the ASMR video. I understand how some people feel about that, and I understand. I like look. Everybody can have an opinion, but at the same time, I just want to make sure that you understand that was never my intention. It was
I think
never my intention
I think you know
to
what,
do that.
RJ. I think she knows. Here's the thing. I think she knows
Mhm.
that. And I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people know that, because here's the thing, RJ. If that video was predatory, YouTube would have removed it first and foremost. Second of all, the cops would have
Mm-hmm.
been showing up. None of that happened. The bottom line is,
Yeah.
and look, maybe a lot of people are sharing their opinions. Some of them don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't like me, they don't like anyone that associates with me. It's been a whole bunch of stupid
Mm-hmm.
garbage, right? But the truth of the matter is that, maybe some of these people, including GLM, actually felt it may have kind of come off that way, and they were just sharing an opinion on it. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're right. The bottom line is an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right. And two, I was at the time I made the video, I was new to ASMR. I really didn't
Mm-hmm.
know then what I know now.
Yeah.
If I did it again, I, like I've said, um, I have friends in the ASMR community that,
Mm-hmm.
um, when I do make a ASMR video, I can go to them and say, "Hey, could you take a look at this before I upload it?" And then
Right.
if they say, "Hey, RJ, you might not want to upload this, or you might want to
I'll
change something or whatever,"
I'll
you
help you,
know.
RJ.
Yeah.
If for one time in 5 years, I think
Uh-huh.
now we're at a level of where this is never going to go back and forth again. We're moving forward. We'll work together when we can. When you want to work with
Mhm.
other people, that's on you. But I'm willing to
Mhm.
help you, RJ. And if this keeps going this way, I'll have some surprises for you in the near future that I think will help you amp up your YouTube game. I'm not going to mention them now, just surprise you. And we'll talk about that behind the scenes. But real quick, GLM
Mhm.
says, Nightbot, the members only streams are $4.99 and not $2.99, my guy. Well, here's the thing. If you read at GLM, it says some streams will be members only chat, which means the video is publicly available for anyone to view, but only members can chat. But if you want to see more than just, because I haven't done members only chat in quite some time. If you want the members only live streams that are only available to members only for the video and the chat, then you need to buy at least a $4.99 membership. And that way you'll get that. I think you knew that, GLM, but GLM just likes to have a little fun. It's all good, right?
Right, right.
It's all
Well,
good, right?
and I really wish GLM would get back to her Bible content, because
I don't think so.
she would do well, she would do, like, when she reads, it's very calming. She has a
Yeah,
good she has a good reading voice.
she does.
She would be a good audiobook narrator. She really
No,
would.
let me pay her props, RJ, too. She's GLM. You've got a great podcasting voice. You do. Like, here's the thing. I'm going to say this about you. Just like I've said with Sarah, I think Sarah is so much more talented than where she's investing her time out here. I mean that. Same thing with you, GLM. You are intelligent. You've got a great voice, and you're wasting your time. I love your content, GLM. We love who you are. What I'm saying is that you are so much more capable. You could do these podcasts with us. You can make money doing it. You can make some extra money doing this. And maybe you don't want the money. Maybe you love this. Maybe you enjoy the little bit of the slight trolling, the light trolling, and all that. All I'm saying, GLM, is you're much better than that. You're smarter than that. And that's what
Mhm.
RJ's saying too. Savannah is in the house. Savannah, why is Savannah not moderated here? I thought Savannah was moderated here. Is that the real Savannah? Why is she not modded here? Were you modded here initially, Savannah? I thought you were a moderator here. But that's a members only account, and I thought she was modded. I will look into that behind the scenes. I'll verify it's you, and then we can get you. GLM did not get schooled. Savannah, you quit stirring the shit stew. You know? I mean, Jesus Christ, man. You women, man, with your emotions, man. You need the influx of the highs and the lows of the drama to keep you ladies regulated, man. Women, RJ, women love drama, dude. Even Don likes a little drama. And like, look, women just love that shit because it regulates their emotions of the high and low.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've listened to a little bit of Jersey Shore and like Eli, I don't know what you would think, but like, have you ever noticed that like in the 70s and 80s, you barely heard a cuss word on TV.
That's true.
Now it's like you hear the B word, the F word on some shows,
That's true.
like you wouldn't believe.
Oh yeah, you're right about that, RJ. You're right about that. Yeah, things have changed. The FCC has backed off a little bit. I mean, we're in a different time and place in the world now. So it is
Hmm.
what it is. But yeah, I mean, if YouTube was around in the 70s, we wouldn't be able to say half the stuff we say out here, 3/4 of it, But that's what a progressive world has done. It's moved us forward, even though some people don't like progression. I think most of it is good. I don't agree with all of it, but I think most of it, is good. Um,
Oh
let's see
yeah.
here. GLM says, yeah, stop being emotional and regulate yourself, Savannah. That's all GLM does. She just likes to have a little fun, little light trolling. Anyway, we got to start wrapping this up, RJ. We got to get some
Hmm.
final thoughts going in here. Anything else you want to mention? Final thoughts, and then what I will do is I'll have you hop off the panel and I'll wrap up the show a few minutes on my own. What are your final
I
thoughts, brother?
will I will say we had a good show. I thought it was really good. Um, there will be a show at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, so everyone be there. I I'm not well. Actually, um, are you planning on a walk today?
Yeah, I was thinking of going to walk, RJ. Probably around 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Um,
Okay,
I mean, I don't have to walk.
I can. Well, if you want to, can you be available at 8 or 8? Let me just say what 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Do you want to do a brief show at 8:30 p.m. tonight? Are you talking about 8:30 Eastern?
Yeah.
That's a possibility. Uh, let's talk about it behind the scenes. Let's
All
figure
right.
it out behind the scenes over the next few hours. And
Okay.
because Don has a psychology appointment, a psychologist appointment by video at 4:15, which is 7:15 Eastern, and we got to go get some blood work done for her between now and then over the next 2 hours.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm hoping to get a walk in, but let's talk about it behind the scenes. Message me behind the
Okay.
scenes, and I'll get back to you within the next hour or two, and we'll figure it out. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
And if it doesn't
All right.
happen tonight, we can definitely do it tomorrow. I'm just trying to fit everything in. So
Oh, okay. Then I'll message you and we'll see about what we can do. But it was a good show, and I want to thank you for having me on. And Eli, if you would please, sir, plug my channel.
absolutely, RJ Sandefur. The link is below in the description. Yeah, or you can click on the title. I tagged RJ in the title, or go below the description a couple of lines, and RJ's channel is right there at RJ Sandefur 79. Right, RJ is
Yep,
the YouTube
that
handle.
is correct. Yep,
Mr.
that's
RJ
correct.
Sandefur.
Then.
Yeah, yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for being here, brother. We greatly love you and we greatly appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. RJ left before I could even remove him. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Let's go back to full screen here. All right. Savannah, I don't know if that's really you. I thought you were modded here. but it looks like it is your channel. Anyway, you're acting kind of strange, Savannah. Maybe you're just playing along. I don't know. That's, oh my God. Oh, okay. I wanted to mention one more thing before I go off the air here. Larry said something further up that made a lot of sense here. Larry says he's pretended to back off. He's talking about Jamie. He's pretended to back off and change direction many times, but never does. He never changes. He's a toxic narcissist. Yeah, Larry, I tend to have to agree with you there. I really hope it's different this time. I'm sure Sarah hopes it's different. I think Sarah's tired of having to force herself to go along with some content that she may not necessarily agree with and play it off like, she's coming at myself or other people over here when she's doing that because it's part of the business, right? And that makes it hard, right? But here's the thing, Richard. I'll say this. Larry. I honestly think that Jamie will not back off completely, but I think he will significantly back off. I'll tell you why. Because I've been talking about the reversal of the Streisand effect. We've built up enough of an audience here to the point of where we can sustain over 40 people with a simulcast, right? And so if Jamie occasionally does a review of one of my streams every now and then and does it the right way, I have no problem with it. I'll move on. Now, if he comes back to doing it full force, then we're right back at calling out the fake instigated drama. And I think everyone is going to understand that. Tam Tam says, hey, Eli, I hope you and Don are well. So the bottom line is, if Jamie continues to go full force and I keep defending myself and talking about the fake instigated drama, it's more so going to create the reversal of the Streisand effect for him, which is why I feel he's backing off. And quite frankly, I think he's tired of this, but it's made him money. That's why he's kept on doing it, either through donations or sponsorships, right? So, Tam Tam, hey Eli, hope you and Don are well. Yeah, we're doing quite well. Thank you, Tam Tam. Great to see you here. Hope you're doing well as well. But yeah, I think we've made some headway. I think Jamie realizes that I'm going to handle it from here on out in the ways that Granny's watching handled it. I'm not going to get an RO on him, but Granny kept going back and forth. And Granny leveraged it, and Granny grew. And now Granny is sustaining her own channel without doing drama content and getting 1,000 people there on her true crime stuff. And I'm really proud of her, right? So I think this more so has to do with the reversal of the Streisand effect and, him trying to cut the bleeding, which, you know what? I can understand that. But you know what, James? I had to cut my bleeding too. You guys were bleeding me with what you were doing, whether you were doing it intentionally or not. You guys were bleeding me to the bone. So I had to do what I had to do. So let's hope that this time around, it's handled, more so in the way that he says he's going to handle it, right? One can only hope. Let's see what happens. If he does the right thing and he's reasonable and he limits it, then that's fine. If he comes back full force at some point, we'll be right back to doing what we've been doing. That's all. All's fair in love and war. That's the way it works. Whether he's doing it on purpose or not, whether it's fake instigated or not, whether it's for money or not, it doesn't matter. It's affecting me, and whatever affects me, I've got to stand up for myself, and I'm going to keep doing that. So that is that. We had 360 viewers here while we were here live. We're leaving 37 in the box, 16 thumbs up. Mr. Disabled Dude, if you want to continue doing the unlisted stuff, eventually it will get old. You're not going to be able to grow that way. I mean, I don't know. And we're going to keep growing here with the right people doing the right thing. So you guys do what you got to do. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.